Hi everyone, my name is Ananchenko. I'm the CTO and the co-founder at StellarSoft. Today I'm joined by Ieva Jureviciene, co-founder and CEO at OMG Bubble Tea, one of the fastest scaling beverage brands I've come across in a while. What makes this conversation especially interesting is that it isn't just a Brendan story. It's a story about operational complexity, international scaling, category creation, and now a big strategic move into prebiotic sodas. So today we'll talk about how to build the business like that, what make this model work, and what changes as they move to the next phase. Yeva, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Hi,
Um,
everyone.
Hi everyone. Yeah, but just like I usually prefer to start with the introductions basically, and just so the audience knows a little bit more about you and the company. Let's start. Uh, let's start from you. You come from the food technology and food science. What originally pulled you into FMCG and beverage innovation specifically?
Yeah, my background is, you are very correct. My background is food technology, food science, food safety, food engineering. And I decided to actually go into this road or to choose this profession because of my mom.
Hmm.
She graduated from the same university. And as a child, I was always into FMCG business or more maybe into Horeca business because
Hmm.
she was working at that time in Horeca. And then I decided that I'll try to do the same stuff. And that was a plan that I should somehow I should one day run a restaurant or manage a restaurant. This was supposed to be my future life. But in my master's, I got a opportunity to go into internship in one of the companies who are working as a distributor in beverage business.
Hmm.
And there I learned how to develop beverages.
Hmm.
And after that, one thing led to another. That in Lithuania we had another startup which was actually focused on project management, more like a private label beverage solutions.
Hmm.
And yeah, I started working with them. The company was called My Drink Beverages,
Hmm.
and I was working there for 6 years, I guess. And
Wow.
we
Okay.
we managed to become not only a private label project managing company, but also a beverage development company. And we were, I would say, top three in at least in Europe for sure. And yeah, this is how I fell in love with beverages, with beverage business. And actually, I think 5 or 6 years ago, no, even more, 7 years ago, I had a turn of like a plot twist in my professional career that I went into egg business. I was working with egg powder production and egg products and business development in terms of export and yeah, egg business.
Hmm.
But then during COVID, and I was actually on my maternity leave. My
Hmm.
business partner Jonas came up to me through LinkedIn, and he asked me to develop a bubble tea for him. And actually,
Okay.
I had already experience with bubble tea development, and I already said that okay, we can do it, but I will do in this and in this way because I don't want to mix bubbles together because you will have bad quality. It will not taste fresh. So already I knew I had experience. I knew some mistakes that I cannot repeat, and this is how it started with the bubble tea. So yeah,
Awesome. I mean, it already covers my follow-up question to that, which experiences
sorry.
prepared you prepared you for this kind of business. But then the one that I think the audience will like is, at what point did you feel like this is no longer only an interesting idea and not an interesting product idea, but started feeling more of a real company with global potential?
Oh, it's a very good question actually. And in the beginning, when we started, me and my partner, OMG Bubble Tea, we decided that we will launch a product with three languages on the cup. It was Lithuanian, Latvian, and Estonian. So we were expecting more like a Baltic brand building, something like that. And then I think a year later, we went on a first global exhibition, which was in Paris. It's called CIAL. It's one of the biggest ones that is happening every 2 years in Europe. And we went there with a really, really small stand, a booth, and we were actually, I think, one of the first in the world to offer this kind of solution. What we offered with our bubble tea, that we separated the bubbles from the liquid, that it's like kind of DIY solution, that you make it yourself. It tastes like a freshly made bubble tea, and also most importantly, that it's a long shelf life, 12 months. And that was a funny story because we went there on a very last minute, and we didn't know what to expect, and we took 3 times more samples that we could fit into that really small booth. So in the end of the day, we just left 2 pallets of OMG Bubble Tea in the middle of the aisle. So everyone who was entering beverage pavilion in the exhibition hall, they were grabbing 1 bubble tea for free. So everyone was walking with the bubble tea in their hands, and everyone was curious, what is this? So we had a huge queue next to our booth, that really, really small and narrow one. And distributors were really fighting, like, I came first, I saw them first, I want to buy like 4 trucks, 3 trucks. And I remember when we were sitting with Jonas and discussing that, I think we have created something that is going to blast. Just we cannot just realize this. And I remember that we even didn't trademark at that time our brand in global waters, let's say like this. So my partner, he was just, through that exhibition, he was just sitting at the computer and spending thousands of euros just to trademark our brand, because he said, okay, that's something. So yeah, we have to. So I think it was 1.5 years later after the launch.
Okay, interesting. What were the biggest commercial and operational doubts early on that you had to solve to make this model viable?
In terms of brand or production, that's a question.
Commercial and operational. So it's from both of the perspectives. Operational, I think it's brand as well.
So in first thing, I guess it was for us when we realized that we have something and we have to do to use this opportunity, was that at that time when distributors were fighting for us and they wanted to book like 4 or 5 trucks, at that time our full capacity was a truck, 1 truck per month. And so the biggest issue was that we have to scale our production very fast, and all the work was done actually manually at that time. And that's how we grew up really, really fast, from 20 people up to 300 and up and more. And to manage all these people, to manage the processes in a really fast way, it's just, I guess it's impossible to avoid mistakes. So this was really, really tough. And from the brand, or even how to say category management side, it was tough, although we were very interesting to distributors, to our partners, to retail chains, but we were pioneers. There was no such product on the shelves at that time, so we had to educate them, and we had to prove that it will work. And sometimes we were just giving like pallet for free for a retail chain or a distributor, just to check up what is happening. And then they see that the rotation is high and unusually high for beverage business, because it was really something new, something different. And for example, in the big cities, you have opportunity to buy a bubble tea in a bubble tea shop, right?
Okay.
And in a small villages or regions, it's not worth to open a bubble tea shop. But if you have an opportunity to buy one in retail, that's another story. So yeah, I guess the education and the approval that we can do it and we are interesting, it was, I think, the biggest thing. Yeah.
So that
At
that
least
was
in the
the
beginning.
that, that was the moment when you realized that I mean it's worth devoting a little bit more time to that and to this business and to kind of like to
Oh yeah.
expand
Oh
to
yeah.
figure out the logistics, etc., etc. And what do you think you did right to be able to expand globally without breaking the business?
Uh, well, I think that, to be honest, we were just at the right time with the right idea. Um, just it was a really huge coincidence, and all the stars were right in the sky at that moment. And my partner, he has a really good feeling about the marketing and about the brand building.
Okay.
So he was responsible for that marketing part and brand building part,
Hmm.
and I was responsible for the operational part. Let's say like this, a technical part. So yeah, and I guess a combination of our experiences and ability to um, how to say, to push each other to go further and out of the comfort zone, I think this helped us. But yeah, most likely it's the pioneer idea to create
Hmm.
something new that no one did before. It's very hard. It's always nice to be a first comer, first mover. It's always nice, but you have a lot of challenges, a lot of challenges.
And this is a good point for us to clarify the point that you made the other day. You often describe your business as a niche within a niche.
Yeah.
Why do you think
Yeah.
so? And what do you think about these challenges these days?
Um, yeah, so why I'm saying that it's a niche and a niche. So we have a niche product which is not an iced tea. It's like upgraded iced tea, but only kids are interested in it. So you have shorten your target audience twice or three times. So you have a really specific age gap, which is from 6 to 12, and not all of the kids, they like bubble tea, so still it's already shrinking, and it's more like occasional stuff to buy for the parties and stuff. So yeah, it is niche in a niche, and it's difficult to do it. That's why we are seeing that, okay, the trends are going up and down. So, and actually it it moves country from country. It's not like if bubble tea is trendy in Germany, so it's trendy in whole Europe. Not at all.
Hmm.
For
Hmm.
example, in Germany, it was super trendy like 2 3 years ago. Right now, it's like more calming down. But in Spain, the
Hmm.
trend is just arising.
Okay.
Or in Australia, right now, the trend is arising. So you have to follow it. It's not that the trend is going down and that's it. Your business is shutting down. So not at all. But we see that we have built already the stable brand, which
Hmm.
is well known already across the Europe, and we are really focused on expanding our niche or coming out of the niche. And so we are looking into more opportunities to go into different categories, to expand our portfolio, because working in a niche is really challenging, and then you have less seasonalities and everything. So this is a strategic business decision that we made, that we are using already developed brand and going into more beverage categories, let's say like this.
Okay, cool. So do you ship to Australia? Did I get it right?
Not yet,
Not yet.
but we are planning to do that. We are actually working in 40 countries already across the globe. Mainly it's majority of the Europe, then upper part of Africa, a little bit of Middle East, and we really want to go into Australia, into US. So this is where we are putting a lot of effort right now, and we have quite a lot of interest, I would say. So just it takes time.
Cool. How do you balance countries, like local countries' quality standards with manufacturing agility and speed to market?
That's a good question. It's complicated. It's complicated, and all the businesses, they want to grow and to expand into as many regions as possible. But then you have challenges that you mentioned before. So we have our sales department who are working on specific regions. They're like each key account, they are working with several countries. They are managing regulations through distributors and our quality department, and sometimes we even include the third party for a double check, like a global regulation checkup stuff. So we would be okay with that. But our products are really without some funky stuff, you know. So I really wanted to create a product that my son would easily consume it, and I wouldn't have any guilt, or I wouldn't be afraid of that. So so in a majority of countries we are okay with the ingredient list, and it's just you know, security double check. In terms of branding, in the biggest markets that we are, so for example, in Germany, in UK, we were working with dedicated agencies for the marketing. So they would find local influencers that would help building our brand, especially in the countries that they are in, and working with the languages, with the local language. Right now, in the smallest countries, still we are in a really good partnership with our distributors, other partners, and we are preparing marketing material in the languages, using the languages, local languages, let's say like this. And yeah, we are planning like marketing campaigns in every single country that we are in. Sometimes it's just Google ads, sometimes it's some kind of influencer, UCG, or yeah, but it's we believe we cannot do it like one type of marketing campaign and we launch it in all 40 countries. Nope, it doesn't work.
Has to be different, right? What can you share? Like, what have you learned about building systems in business where every country seems to have different standards and like different operational standards?
What did I learn?
Other than marketing and different ads per country, maybe, and like local languages.
Well, not that I learned, but I realized that there are some countries that are. It doesn't matter that we are like European Union is like one European Union. It doesn't really matter that we are like in a union, because every single country, they do have different laws, different regulations. Or let's say like this, there is like European regulation for food labeling and stuff. It doesn't matter that it is one common document, but in the end of the day, each and every country, they do have different rules. So we were working under the basic regulations for I think 2.5 years, and then in Germany we found out that we cannot proceed anymore. We have to change the cup design and to put all the information just in German language. And this means that we have to produce specific packaging with specific, not really small MOQs if we want to stay in one of the biggest our markets. And yeah, for some brands they can do stickering. For us, we had to change the packaging. Why? I cannot say, but it's also a matter of competition, because our competitors are pushing us a lot, and everyone is just claiming each other to win space on the shelf. So yeah, so you have to. I think that the most important thing working in different countries, you have to know the regulations. You have to really dig deep. Yeah.
Okay. So like looks like there are some compliance challenges per country. Any recommendations over the years that you can now outline when you are about to join a new country or a new market?
Yeah, you have to be very specific about the regulations and food labeling.
Okay.
And it's not only about the ingredients. It's about pictures, it's about signs, specific small signs, small details, that if you do not put this or that sign, that you will be just removed from the shelf. And it can happen a year after, because for a year you was not interesting maybe to anyone, but then somehow it came up that you have to change something, and it cost a lot of, not only money, but it cost a lot of effort, a lot of work, your team involvement to solve these issues. I'm not even talking about the payments to the lawyers or stock in your warehouse and everything. So yeah, I think that at least in FMCG, and also it is very important to check with your marketing claims. Yeah, so it's pretty strict. In one countries, in several countries, it's easier. In other countries, it's more strict. So yeah.
Good. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Another topic that I wanted to cover during this podcast is something that is very interesting to me. Something that is, I will be honest, it was new to me because I've been in e-commerce for 10 years, and this is the first time I'm seeing this, is your model for the e-com. And then you are not doing the direct to consumer, you are doing more for like B2B to B2C model, where you play a role in e-commerce, but then it happens through partners. How do you define that model internally?
It's actually there is a plot twist in this situation, because we had a discussion 2 weeks ago. So I will start from the very beginning, and I will tell you the plot twist.
Okay.
So yes, so we are in e-commerce in UK, in Germany, in the biggest countries, in most of the countries, to be honest, where we are, you can find us online. But it's not like you mentioned. It's not that we put ourselves there. We do not have our own e-commerce space. And what we were doing, we were working through our partners. It means that if I have a distributor, for example, in UK, so he is responsible for putting us into Amazon or, I don't know, other online shops. And this is how we were working. And I think it was 2 or 3 times earlier before that we calculated, should we start our own e-shop or not? And all these calculations were going wrong somehow. That the biggest, I think the biggest problem was that we were focused on those 40 countries. That we are in 40 countries. If we are launching like a massive e-shop, how do we handle it? Like if someone from Spain orders online tea from us, how long it will take for us to pack it, to ship it to Spain, how much it will cost us, are we efficient enough? And in the end of the day, we came up with the solution that let's skip it, let's leave it to our partners in those countries, and we are still online, but not that widely. Our focus is retail. So on, I think last week I came back from US, from the exhibition there, and I spoke with my team. It's like how things are going in the office and everything, and they're saying, you know what, we found e-commerce guy who's joining our team, and we are opening the e-shop. I was like, what? Okay. So this is the plot twist, Jack.
Okay.
So we are opening or planning to open e-shop, but the idea at least is to start step by step. You should tell me if it's a good idea or not. We are planning to start with like country by country and see how it goes. Like we will open for one country, then we will join another country and etc. and see how things are going. We actually launched a really nice website, and it has a integrated Shopify function, or how it's called. And we were actually not using it.
Oh, wow.
So right now we'll start to use it and see how it goes. I don't know how long it will take for us to do it, but we're hoping to do it really fast and see how it goes. At least we are starting with Lithuania.
Lithuania, okay, sounds good. And we can talk about this after the podcast. I mean, I can give you some recommendations or tips to
Sure.
what to look at. No problem at all. And then getting back to you to the plot twist here. So it sounds like you still like ship a lot to your retailers or distributors in different countries, let's say in Spain, but then it's more on a truck basis, and then they resell. Or is it still that like do they produce for you? How does it work
No.
these days?
Yeah, so all the production is based in Lithuania here locally. So we are not doing co-packing service for the full product, because we believe that our product is a high quality product. It's not very cheap product, so we really want to ensure the quality that we are providing. So for now we have everything in our hands, and we are producing everything ourselves. So it means that our partners are getting those truck loads and container loads loaded, prepared in Lithuania, and then we are shipping them the orders. What they are doing in terms of local markets, so it depends on how they are working. Whether it's 3PL or their own warehouse, and then they are distributing to their partners. So yeah.
Gotcha. And how much of that decision to work through distributors/partners was because of came down to the product fragility and packaging complexity versus channel strategy? Meaning, like, the products are fragile, it's obvious, but how much of the decision is coming from there more rather than from financial aspects?
Actually, you really noticed well this thing. That it was in terms of big loads, we can do it. We know how to do it. We know how to ensure that the product, which is fragile, it would reach our partners in a really good state, in a perfect state. But in terms of small shipments, that was always a question mark for us. And even when we are sending samples like from office to the retail chains or our partners, we are launching like new products and stuff, and we are shipping like box of 10 units. In the end of the day, we really have some damages. So we were really afraid of this thing, but we have discussed this issue with several competitors, or not not like competitors, but someone from beverage business or food business, and they're saying, okay, but this is normal. You have to just evaluate that you will have some damage, and yeah, you have to try it and see how it goes. But yes, this is a pretty
This is
scary
the
thing. It's not a can, it's complex packaging with a straw and topper and stuff. So yeah,
yeah, and
of
then
course it's
you
not a glass bottle, but still. But there are
yeah.
so many brands filled in glass bottles and they are shipping them online. So why not us?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they still figure out how to ship it, right? But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's still part of the risk. So it's like it's the job is to make sure and figure out the path for you to basically ensure that there will be as less damages as possible. That's pretty
Exactly.
much it.
Yeah.
And then given
Everything
that
is
you're
possible.
yeah, yeah, everything is possible for sure. And then when it comes to the website, and given that you are shipping through partners and reselling through distributors,
Hmm.
how much what role do you think the store locator on the website plays when it comes to this model, to the commercial
Yeah,
journey
we
of
do
your
have this
customers?
store locator that if you want to, well, this was like a solution for not having an e-shop for us. We
Hmm.
put like yeah, store locator according to your IP address
Hmm.
where you can buy our product. So I would say that it's an additional value to our partners that we are promoting,
Hmm.
let's say, our product in this way as well. But being very honest, it's much more complicated, I think, for a consumer. Of course,
Hmm.
it's easier when you are opening the e-shop and you just click buy and it's intentional purchase. Then you are being sent to retail chain online shop. Maybe something is not working there or the link is not working. It's you never know. Maybe you will have like a minimal um, basket charge or something. So it's a nice thing to have, I would say. More like a marketing stuff, but
Okay.
okay. But I'm not sure how it. I'm sure that it's not generating, like really good numbers. I would say like this.
But it's
It's a
more of
nice
a nice to
thing.
have. Nice to have. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Cool. So let's talk a little bit more about sodas. So your big focus right now is probiotic sodas, and correct me if I'm wrong, but under the OMG brand. Why do you think it is a great next move for you, for the company?
Um, Actually, we are not really communicating a lot about that. It's not a secret, but because we are already, entering exhibitions and with the product we are presenting it. But how to say, official message is not out yet.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
yes, we are entering into prebiotic soda is again regulation. In
Okay.
in Europe, it's illegal to say that it's prebiotic soda.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a soft drink with high fiber content, which is
Mm-hmm.
really good for your digestion and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we wanted to create something for a wider target audience, I
Mm-hmm.
would say. And I think that our thought was if the kid wants bubble tea, so he is not a decision maker. The
Okay.
decision maker is a mom or dad who
Yeah.
will decide whether he will buy it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with an idea that okay, if we have a product to a child under the brand of OMG, why not creating something good for the parents that they are buying a bubble tea for the kid and they can buy something for themselves as well.
Mm-hmm.
So our thoughts were in this way. I don't know how it will work in reality. I really hope that it will be it will match our expectations. But yes, we are trying to widen up our portfolio and offer some new stuff, same good stuff with no funky stuff, only natural ingredients, well-known flavors. So yeah.
And
Low
broaden
sugar.
the audience. Just not only kids have to be your customers, right? So,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
customers are
Hmm.
moms and dads, but consumers
Yeah, yeah.
are kids. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So if it's still private and you're developing the messaging, we can proceed with the next very interesting topic is about infrastructure and tech. And based on what I know, you are developing your own ERP side of the business right now. And what are the
Not
main
really
challenges?
our own, not really our own ERP, but we are in we are installing um, Odoo.
Odoo, okay.
Uh, yeah, ERP system. It's taking a long time. It's already a third year that we are working with them,
Uh-huh.
but it's not like our own. They
Yeah, yeah.
are adjusting the ERP according to our business, but yeah, it's not specially for us. Yeah.
What problems are you trying to solve with this execution?
Um, I think that they are not as flexible as we were expecting, but
Hmm.
maybe it's also a problem in our side. I'm not sure, but our processes were changing as we are a startup company.
Hmm.
So even the technologies and machinery and stuff, everything is changing. We are automizing our production. We are changing processes. We are improving processes. And when you are doing changes in your business, you will have to do changes in your ERP system. And
Excellent.
it's like never ending story.
Hmm.
So I think for them, it was hard to adjust at the same speed as we were adjusting. So that's how it was. That's why it was taking that long.
Hmm.
And another thing is that when you are discussing with a programmer or software developer about food quality, it's not
Hmm.
always they do realize how important is this or that thing.
Hmm.
And they're saying that it's not possible. We're saying, look, if other companies are doing this, it's a must. We have to do it, and it has to be done. So it's taking a lot of time to educate each other. It means that we are educating them about the food safety issues, about our processes, why it's important to keep to like do a checkpoint for a certain temperature in the production line, and it has to go into papers because in the audit we have to prove ourselves how we ensure our product is safe for consumption. And not always programmers understand these issues, so it's taking quite a long time for the discussions how to find the real way
Solution.
out. Yeah.
Real solutions. Yeah, I mean, it's always, I mean, for the business, it's always paramount for all of the parties to be involved. And then the technicals, one of our good conversations and speeches that I heard this year, and I just like a side note here. So I was in Abu Dhabi at the conference called Shop Talk. So it was all about e-commerce. And then when it comes to e-commerce and when there are lots of processes behind e-commerce, so there was a CTO at Hermes. So the company, that guy, he basically spoke a lot about the integrity of the teams. And then he basically said that if you want to develop the business that will deliver the business value, the business perspective, the business kind of like goal, if you will, from the technical, from the front side, from the front line, from the website, you have to be sure that like at least your main technical engineer or the person who is responsible for the technical implementations, he's always on the business meetings just so he knows the context and what you discuss, because
Exactly.
this is important for them to understand the business goals and not just receive the task, hey, we need a new landing page, right? So, but why do we need it? Is there any like priorities or the end goal? What is the end goal for
Exactly.
us from this landing page? So it's basically like I do really recommend people and businesses to be 100% transparent with the technical side of the team, because it's not about sales and marketing teams that drive revenue, because operations and tech teams, they always sit with you and they have to sit with you to understand your end goals as the business, and then they will be able to deliver better. Because if you give it like a plain task, hey, do A, B, C, D, E, I mean, we can get it done as engineers, but then at the same time, I mean, why do we do that? Like, what's the point? Can you give
Exactly.
us a little bit more
Yeah.
context? So, I mean, I do really feel aligned with this guy, and I really love that he's trying to deliver that message to the public on these kind of like high level, high-end brands where they
Yeah.
also do that. I mean, if they do
Mhm.
that, if you know that they are well-known brands and then they do well in the business, in the industry, then I mean, I feel like they do something right, and then please listen to them, because I mean, I'm not Hermes, right? So I can only like recommend, but then if I can support myself with somebody who is like for very large corporations, then I mean,
Yeah.
there is some value. And as like from your history, like from what you've experienced with OMG, uh, can you recall any examples of what had to be automated and systemized first when it comes to operations?
First of all, production line.
Production line, okay.
Because it all starts with, but it's right now it's easy to say that we had to automate the production line. Of course we had,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody knew how to, what kind of machinery we need, because nobody produced such product before us. So
Mm-hmm.
we had to create our own machineries. We had to build our own layouts for the production processes. And it's taking a lot of time. And you cannot stop like a business here and say, okay, so now we will wait for 9 months to
Mm-hmm.
for the machineries to come, and then we will proceed with an optimized line. No. In the beginning, like I mentioned, we had a lot of manual work. We had 300 more people who were collecting the product hand in hand, like a really like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But it made our product global, I would say, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And we were working 24/7 in order to fulfill the orders. And we were selling millions of cups per month. And every single cup was made by hand by someone. And the important part
A
is
lot of
that
work.
it's a lot of work. It's not even the question. But the biggest thing is that when you are depending on 300 people who are working in your production line, they get sick, they get tired, they lose the focus. So it means that they are doing mistakes. And
Mm-hmm.
those mistakes cost really, really expensive. But in the end of the day, at that time, we didn't have any opportunity. Just maybe we had to be a little bit more brave
Mm-hmm.
to invest faster in the automation, not like step by step, but maybe several steps at a time. Right now, we are almost fully automized, but it's
Okay.
already 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have a lot of issues with the um,
With the
technical
product.
part.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really happy about our technical team, who, just like you mentioned, we are always in communications with them, and that's why we are getting an extra mile from them. Because if they are aware of what's happening, what feedback we are getting from the consumer, what kind of issues sales team is getting, or what kind of issues quality team is facing, they can come up with some solutions that were not listed in your mentioned ABCD work list, jobs
Mm-hmm.
done list.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they can come up with something extra, which can already put you in a next level, and make your processes faster. So yeah, it's automation. It's number one thing for sure in everywhere, in
Yeah.
not in production line, in the
Well,
ERP is as well automation because yeah.
Then logistics, then probably warehouses. There was another conference in Paris that I attended last September. There were so many different like solutions for retailers who operate their own warehouses, and then there were so many different products and startups where like robots, they basically like everything is on shelves, but then the eventual goal is for you to get rid of the people who basically have to go to the shelf and then go to the desk, print the label, put the label on the box, and then send it to the fulfillment center, right? But then now there were so many different solutions where you just buy machinery, basically robots, which go to the shelves, pick it up, put the label onto the box, and then send it to the fulfillment center. So, I mean, it's a step gradual. Okay, so cool. People have to automate to be able to scale.
Yeah.
Ieva, when you look 3 years ahead, what do you want OMG to be known for beyond bubble tea?
I would be happy if we would be, um, how to say, related to a healthy and natural and useful FMCG brand. Not only trendy, but also useful, that really works, that is safe for consumption, and even gives you some health benefits. I would say that I would like OMG to be called a smart drink or beverage company. So, and in terms of
Cool.
smart, it should combine everything, not only the packaging and DIY solutions, but also the ingredient list and packaging solutions and even marketing campaigns. So yeah, I think this would be my will or wish.
Personal wish. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Um, and to wrap it up on a personal level, maybe like it's more interesting to me and like to founders out there who will be listening to this podcast. What are you learning personally right now as an operator that you probably couldn't have learned in any other way?
Right now, or we are talking about all these years.
As your experience flows into
Yeah.
OMG, like years and now maybe.
Um, yeah. So I'm often getting this question, and it's always a tough question to answer for me. I don't know why, but um, I think the the biggest thing what I learned was not to give up and to always believe in your business, in your product, and in your team. Um, Sometimes it's really hard, and it's always easier to say that I can do it myself. I will be faster. But learning to dedicate to other people, to dedicate tasks and projects, to give your like a baby, like your a business is like a baby, your own. You have to let it go to be raised by other people, and you have to trust them, just like letting your kid to go to the kindergarten. So something like that, but it's really tough in this way. And personally, what I've learned to manage my emotions and not even I am an emotional person. I like to speak a lot, and I care about people. And I in the beginning, in the first 2 years, I was and now I realize that I was caring too much about others than myself, and not even myself, but um, not to try to solve every single problem and to help everyone on your team by yourself. And sometimes now I feel that maybe my emotions are somewhere away, that I feel sometimes so cold, but I'm not that cold, but
Hmm.
I'm maybe more trusty, so I trust people more. So I don't know if
and
I'm
then yeah,
giving
yeah, you are, and for
giving
sure
the message, you know.
the message,
Yeah.
I feel like at some point I will definitely create a set of series and a set of short videos where basically like if I was to split like to take all of the podcasts that I've conducted so far, I think like good 50% of those will have this as the main recommendation. Hey, learn how to dedicate, learn how to find people who are more knowledgeable than you are, and don't be afraid of it, because
Exactly.
like this is
Exactly.
this is this is essential, like what drives the business, because like you have passion for your business. There is nobody at the company who will be more worried about the company than you are. There is nobody who will do the work with the quality and passion that you have to this business.
Mhm.
But then at the same time, like in terms of specific roles at the company, I mean, hire people who are more knowledgeable than you are, hire people who are more experienced than
Exactly.
you are, hire people who have been in positions that are already the positions that you are trying to achieve, right? So if you want to achieve 50 million a year of a revenue, and now you are 10 mil, for instance, now find a CMO or head of business development or whoever that is who was at a position at such a company. I mean, obviously, it will be an investment just like your machinery to automate the business and production, but at the same time, it's the investment that you should not be afraid to make of making. So as I said, I think I will have to create a set of videos and a set of short videos where, like it will be like a flow of people saying exactly the same thing, recommending exactly the same point, because it's all about growth, right? So
Yeah,
it is what it is. Um,
that's
Yeva,
true.
thank you so much for joining. I think this conversation really stood out. I do think that, like when you creating an innovative product, people see a lot of fun in it, but nobody actually understand what it takes to create such an innovative product, making it
Yeah.
manufacturable, scalable, compliant, commercially repeatable across multiple and
Yeah.
dozens of markets. Um, I think it was a smart and grounded conversation, which a lot of operators, founders, and brand builders will find useful. And for anyone who is listening, I'll leave all of the links to the website, to the OMG website, and to Yeva's LinkedIn profile down below. Yeva, again, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Jack. It was very nice to talk to you.
Likewise, thank you.